43.0 to start with, but Robert immediately going for 41.5. Considering that the conditions probably aren't perfect, that should be pretty quick. We'll take a look at it really quickly. 97.4% track grip, that is pretty bad. So the 41.5 is a good lap already, right at the start. It already looks as if early into qualifying, everyone else has to play catch up to Robert here. He doesn't seem to be very happy so far with that lap. Finn sending him a setup because he's struggling. Better late than never, I would say. Excuse me, oh no, that wasn't an outlap. It looked a bit, according to the graphics, as if that was an outlap, but he's actually 600ths faster than Frank now. Finn didn't press drive quickly enough to get going. And I think Luca has a very good start here. But other than that, they file in nicely. Still the same order, but Kai very close to Luca now. So he's going to get a lot more draft now than Luca's currently getting from Robert, so maybe he's going to send it down the inside. He could take a look here at least. Fix his braking point. And Luca tries to go for the switchback, but it looked as if he had to hesitate a little bit on the throttle in order to not hit Kai. It looks like Kai is going to make that one stick. Yes, look very good. So over the line, 41.5, 41.3 for Kai should be the fastest lap, and again Robert goes fully off the track. I think Kai can chill at this point, to be honest, because that's definitely going to be a penalty for Robert. Kai wants to go for the overtake anyway, very close now. He's going to get the perfect draft out of here. Pulls alongside. Robert trying to ensure that he has to stay on the outside. Robert taking the corner for himself. He was actually a bit too far behind, or at least it looked like that to try to do that, but Kai outbraked himself there into T1. Holding alongside, getting shoved a little bit by Robert, who is still ahead at that point, and then just picks up his braking point a bit too late, has to go over the sausage here and just can't fully get back on the throttle. Kai getting closer again. 0.4 faster on the last lap, 47. Extremely good. Very clean, like with the middle of the car over that yellow curb there, and then it's quite fast. .2 seconds of a gap, probably not enough to try to send it in there, but Robert was he was scared of it there, because he would try to go that far to the outside again, but this time he didn't, and then he didn't pick his braking point correctly. So now Kai a lot of draft, maybe even a bit too close, would have liked a bit longer of a draft before he pulls out to the outside. Robert stays on the inside, but leaves him enough space. Now Kai is on the inside, his chance to grab the position. And he does it cleanly. Oh, and Kai immediately with a mistake, so that's Robert's chance again to get it back. And it looks like he's already going to be significantly ahead of him. A couple car lengths at least, before they even get into the corner. Kai goes for it again. A little bit of a touch there. Kai slightly ahead, Robert thinking that they would go further to the right there. Kai with a slightly better line, Robert bumps into him slightly, both survive that though. And here Kai early on the throttle and now on the inside, so that should be it, unless Robert can get himself back into it with the toe. Very important that he doesn't lose the toe now. Half a second ahead, he's still getting a little bit of it at least, but not that much anymore. 0.3 again. time Robert going for an inside line, trying to poke his nose into there, and actually hits Kai a little bit at least. While he was arguably still too far behind as they go side to side into this left-hander again. Kai trying to take the corner, he wasn't fully ahead though, so he shoves Robert off slightly. Kai coming over the line first, and it's pretty clear that he will stay first, even if there's going to be a penalty for the contact, because Robert is still expecting penalties. Luca goes fully off the track all the way on the grass. But is keeping that position on track for third in front of Finn. Same situation here. Luca's still expecting penalties. With Finn, we don't know for sure. Haven't been on him that much this race, but it looked like there won't be any. And then Frank is ahead of Noah. We missed those battles, didn't we? Slides into the last corner, tries to get out of here, but Noah is too far away. .1 is also... That is actually very fast. Considering he still had mistakes in there, it looks like he can easily do 40s here, even though they're on low-ish grip now. Finn hasn't done an actual lap here. The 417 was his out lap. Same as Luca. Going for another run out of the pits. The tires on these cars don't really degrade, so you could just do a single big run throughout the whole of quali, but then you'll obviously have a bit more fuel on board for the beginning. So if you want to maximize the amount of attempts you have, then you could just do that. You just take 15 minutes worth of fuel with you and go for it at the very beginning, and if you want a bit more potential pace throughout the session and give up 1 or 2 attempts, then you split it up into 2 basically. Very clean through here, should still have been valid, but was at the absolute edge as Finn goes for 49. Very clean lap, so Kai has to catch up a little bit now, and Luca also finally having done a valid lap and is immediately in a 41.3 as well, all of them quite similar in pace now. So 3, 4, 5, 6 lights. Someone didn't press drive again, this time it was Frank. Accelerating, Finn already trying to close the door here into the first turn as they actually go 3 wide. But managed to miss each other. Luca very close now. But as he gets a perfect toe, Kai also gets a perfect toe, so... Kai a bit closer though to Finn. They approach the second actual corner. Kai can get ahead a little bit, but he keeps it very, very wide to ensure there's no collision. But he goes past, it looks like he goes past fully, and he has such an advantage in speed right now that Finn isn't going to make that back up again. So Finn gets out of this very cleanly, but can you really do an overtake here into the second to last corner so close that he will decide to bump draft him, at least very slightly? Would be a risky overtake here though, he knows better. As Kai goes wide, significantly, comes back on the track, already behind Finn. So gifted position. Good idea from Finn to just try to show himself a little bit, but not go for something that would be unnecessarily risky, and Luca now so close that he also bump drafts him, not going for the overtake. But what they have been doing here so far was completely fine. Luca sending it down the inside, but he might be Kai doing the switchback here perfectly. Tries to get a better exit here, which I think he has. Kai's exit did not look that good, but he is going for the bump draft again. Some teamwork at play here maybe. Kai being pushed a bit further towards Finn. But on the other hand, we have already seen Luca go for it, so we're tactically choosing whether he wants to lose time right now to Finn by going for an overtake, or whether he just wants both of them to progress a bit farther and ensuring that they're still close enough to Finn. pretty bad hit here on the yellow inside curb there, but Kai now so close that he's taking a look at Finn, who ensures that Kai has to go to the outside. He's slightly ahead now, but not on the optimal line, trying to ensure that Finn has to take a bad entry here. Finn goes very, very tight and has issues going back on the accelerator because of the incline there on the inside of that corner, so Kai makes it work very cleanly. They're really... Oh no, Kai losing the car. He's fine, he caught it, but the time loss just so big that he actually has to ensure that he doesn't also get caught by Luca here, who goes for the bump draft again, so no worries there. Lost the position pretty unnecessarily though to Finn. Kai getting it a lot cleaner. And Finn again on the exit, immediately going fully to the inside, ensuring that Kai doesn't get that line. Now Kai lets himself go fully to the outside here as they pick their braking point. Kai going for a slightly deeper braking point. Finn again all the way on the inside over the curb, but that will yield a worse exit. Looks like there's a little bit of connection warping there going on, so Finn was never actually fully behind. He's still halfway alongside. Picking the braking points, and this is the chance for Finn to try to stay ahead. Both of them very respectful here, leaving more than enough space, and you already see the red arrow because of Luca down there. A little bit of contact there, which luckily is usually fine with these cars. And Finn braking way too deep, and this is the opportunity for both of the other drivers to get past. Kai can now decide who to give the tow, and he gives it to Luca. Finn still slightly ahead though, he also wants to get a little bit of it, of the tow, and I think he's way too deep now, isn't he? Yes, that's the chance for Luca to actually stay ahead, and for the first time I think this race is fully into second, and actually looks like he's going to keep it for now. But in this configuration with Luca in the middle, are they just losing too much time to Kai? And it looks like Finn has had enough and he wants to go for it. So Luca makes a couple too many small mistakes, which leaves Kai with the opportunity to take a run for it. 46 for Kai is also just so good. Getting back into that half a second window will be worth a lot. And not as clean out of this corner, so this might already be the chance for Finn, unless he wants to prepare for a move into the second corner, which is a longer braking point. But he tries to go for it here already. Bumps over the curb with the inside right wheel, leaves Kai enough space, and because of that bump, because of how late he was on the throttle, Kai is catching back up only slightly though. Finn will still be on the inside here for the next corner. Been very late on the throttle here now with this line, so Kai is staying in front. And Luca's going for the bump draft again, isn't he? Yes, there was a touch. Ensuring they are both a bit quicker, and he goes into him again into the braking zone. You're not supposed to be doing that. Finn 0.2 behind Kai. He might take a look into there, but it would be pretty risky. Long braking point though. You can brake yourself side to side there. It looks like he goes for it. Takes it tight, ensures there's space on the outside, and even on this camera you can see Luca who is so close that again he's going to bump draft Finn and ensure that Finn is going to be alongside Kai for the next corner instead of being slightly behind. Picking the braking point, Finn deciding to go deeper here while Kai seems to be preparing a switchback. Is that going to work out for him? He is on the outside now. Definitely has a momentum advantage. Wants to make sure that Finn can't go fully to the right here by pushing him just very slightly, and he also gets pushed back here very slightly now. Both of them leaning into each other through a corner. And again, Kai with a very clean switchback gets the better momentum here, and again, very slight touch. Do you really want to commit that heavily into this corner if there's someone on the inside? And it looks similar again, Finn going for a deeper line, wanting to take the position now as Kai gets it back out of the corner. But now it's Finn's opportunity to do the same. However, Finn doesn't have enough time to move to the right here out of the corner. So he pushes Kai on instead. And going very deep here, very deep line. Touches Kai a little bit again, gets the bump draft from Luca. And now because he gets the bump draft on the inside while he was already slightly ahead, this is his best chance so far, gets the bump draft. Again, it was really tough. It almost looked like he would lose the car there. But takes his braking point so deep, completely different line, so hard to tell when they go into it how they're going to come out of it. And of course they come out of it side by side, starting to go 3 wide now as Luca sees his opportunity. Luca's going to try to go for a bigger switch back here, but I don't think that is possible at this point. Been a bit early on the throttle here than Kai, so if he really wanted to, he could take a look into the inside here. It's actually going for it again. Still very far behind here though, but he goes for the deeper line, pushes Kai slightly. It looks like he was almost going to lose the car. I think Kai had enough space there on the outside, but they really want it. It's obvious that they want to be in front now. It wasn't that important it was in front 20 minutes ago, because they know you're just going to give the people behind you free time. But now it's not the case anymore. Now they want to be in front because they want to be in front at the end of the race. Luca has to go on the grass because he didn't want to bump draft Kai here, but on the grass, with so much more friction, he doesn't manage to keep the momentum advantage that he had out of the corner. But this is the opportunity for him to get into P1 for, I think, the first time. Manages to leave enough space to the outside, but because you run fully over that curb on the inside, you have a lot of incline to still do because the track is shaped that way at that spot. You get a really bad exit. And somehow Kai manages to be in front again. Is he going to go for it here? He takes it to the outside, wants to go for the better exit. Luca relatively clean. I think that was just a very strong corner from Luca. Maybe Finn was a bit too careful here, losing a bit too much time on the entry. Now Luca wants to know it. Switches back to the inside shortly before picking his braking point. He is still going to slow down fast enough, but off the curb the exit isn't as good, and again Kai stays in front. Luca gets a bit of a bump draft, but not enough. Now the opportunity for Finn as Kai loses the car, and it looks like he's touching the gravel. Luca's in front now. And also brakes late enough into this to try to stay in front, but that's the opportunity again for Finn to try to make it stick into the second to last corner. As Kai somehow manages to go around Finn after being a little bit in the gravel, and they touch significantly. Luca wanting to go back to the outside, but Kai not letting him. This is actually going to be Luca on P1 as Kai drifts out of the last corner being hit by Luca, and now Finn wants to go into P1. Kai decides to push Finn, and that's Luca back to P3. What a roller coaster ride in the last lap. That was absolutely insane. It's Finn, Kai, Luca. Completely impossible to anticipate in what order they would finish just 2 corners before the end. Absolutely insane racing. Love to see that. That was so good. Generally so good. Oh my god. Don't think I've ever talked that much so quickly. A lot to go into the wall in the background.